Part 21. In everyone's incredible eyes, Charlie slowly stood up. The eyes of the entire banquet hall focused on him in an instant. "Charlie, what are you doing? Sit down," Elaine quickly reminded him in fear. He didn't see what the occasion was. There were so many big men present, not one of them dared to stand up. You, Charlie, or a wasteful son-in-law? What makes you think that the current limelight is for you? Fred and Gerald also glanced at each other, secretly saying in their hearts, "Damn, the chairman of Grand Group is really him, right?" But then both of them shook their heads again. Impossible. If he really was the chairman of Grand Group, how could he be scolded by Elaine? "What are you, trash? Sit down," Harold shouted from the stage with a dark face. Charlie glanced at her coldly, then walked straight towards Doris Young, completely ignoring everyone's horrified gazes, and whispered a few words in her ear. While listening, Doris Young nodded slightly. This scene made everyone's heart tighten instantly. Doris Young, the vice chairman of Grand Group, the famous beauty of Oris Hill City. Charlie, the profligate son-in-law, how did he know her? And looking at it, the relationship between the two seemed quite good. After speaking, Charlie stepped out of the hall, regardless of everyone's gazes focused on him. He went out to chase Claire. But Doris Young stood up, stepped onto the stage, took the microphone, and said in everyone's blank eyes, "Hello everyone, this is Doris Young. Mr. Charlie was outside the venue before and met our chairman. He brought me a world." When everyone heard that Charlie was not the chairman of Grand Group, they felt relieved. Fred White breathed a sigh of relief and whispered contemptuously, "It's just that he met someone once, so he tried desperately to deceive his assistant. This is really rubbish." Gerald White shrugged and said with a smile, "That's how the little guy is." At this time, Doris Young on the stage glanced at old Mrs. Wilson. Her face turned cold. "The chairman asked me to inform you. From now on, Grand Group terminates its cooperation with the Wilson Group, and the signed contract is declared invalid." Explosion. The crowd exploded in an instant, and no one expected that Doris Young would say such a thing. This sudden change left everyone stunned. Old Mrs. Wilson immediately paled and asked excitedly, "Dear Vice Chairman, what is this? Is there something wrong with our Wilson family?" Today he invited everyone in Oris Hill with a good reputation, hoping to take this opportunity to become famous in Oris Hill. Under everyone's eyes, the Wilson family would be trampled underfoot if they worked together. Doris Young said, "This project was originally approved by our chairman from Miss Claire before cooperating with you. But you made your own claims and asked an inexplicable person to take over this project. Sorry, we don't accept it." After speaking, Doris Young put down the microphone and walked out the door without looking back. Old Mrs. Wilson's face was pale and sunk on the stage for a moment. She never dreamed that her cleverness would destroy this golden opportunity forever. If she had known this situation long ago, she would not have let Harold replace Claire's director position. Harold was also very confused at this time. What was going on? It seemed that Doris Young was deliberately targeting him, and he hadn't even offended her. Harold couldn't help but ask old Mrs. Wilson, "Grandma, the appointment of the director has been announced. You won't regret it." Old Mrs. Wilson struggled to stand up, raised her hand, and slapped him, angrily scolding, "Bastard! You still don't want to miss the directorship, even at such a time."